Good morning, everybody. Today's topic is what would you do with a 20-hour-a-week eBay helper, assuming they can do anything? They could help you do accounting, they could help you take pictures, they could help you organize your inventory, they could ship for you, they could pack for you, they could source for you. And I guess another question would be, what would you pay this person? So I think everyone's time is worth at least $50 an hour minimum. Everyone. If you're running your own business, your time's worth at least $50 an hour. So you should be able to pay somebody $50, $49 an hour and still net $1 if you know what you're doing and the person really is earning you more than $50 an hour. That would be huge. So go ahead and put in the chat. And if you want to just let me know, you can raise your hand and I'll call on you and we can get into this. Also on Wednesdays, it's live on YouTube. So if you guys are shy, you can turn off your video if you like. Okay, so Cheryl says she'd have somebody help with laundry and cleaning. I finished my task list yesterday. And so now I need to figure out how long it takes. So I feel like I want to get my work life into autopilot and my wife is not there yet. So while my life is easier than her life, I'll do all the chores until she catches up. And then we'll split baby tasks. But Cheryl is saying laundry and cleaning. Those are big things. It's a lot of work to do laundry and cleaning. And I think I'm going to try the once a month deep cleaner. Never tried that before. So I don't think we need it for daily tasks, but I want to try the once a month thing. Okay. Catherine says run items at the post office. Have you guys tried the pickup? And why would you not use that, Catherine?
I live in a very small town and they don't do pickup.
Can they pick up the same time they drop off mail?
They don't drop off mail. You have to go to the post office to get your mail.
Wow.
We have no post office boxes.
Okay.
So that's not, I've asked several times. That's not an option.
How far is that?
It's not far. It's maybe 10 blocks.
Okay.
But it's just a hassle when I have, like a weekend shipment, 30 items or whatever. And
when are you going? When do you go to the post office?
I've been going in the afternoon and that's something I really want to change. I want to ship in the morning and I changed my shipping policy so that anything bought after 10 a.m. is not considered same day.
Got it.
So once 10 a.m. passes, I want to get my items to the post office.
And how long is shipping taking?
It depends on how many I sold that day, but I'm pretty fast at shipping.
Okay.
At packing them up and getting them labeled, but
so you know how eBay has a hard cutoff for shipping? Yeah. Like you're saying 10 a.m., then you don't ship after that. I think you should have a hard cutoff for your shipping. So for me, my hard cutoff is 10 a.m. I want all shipping done by 10 a.m.
Yes, that's my goal. So yeah, I should have the same cutoff, 10 a.m. Okay, I'm going to do that.
If you do 10 a.m., then you have to have your same day shipping a little earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll change that. So mine's going to be 10 a.m. and I'll have my same day shipping at 9.
Yeah. So somebody had asked what I've been doing recently. I'm hiring right now. That's why I'm not worried about listing like a crazy amount of listings, but I should be able to do 300 a day with 3 people once I pick who I want to work for me. And I hate driving. So, but I think where I live in California, a 1-hour commute each way is normal. So I need that's insane to me, but that I guess is not uncommon. So I've been worried about people living too far away from me, but the people who live farther away seem to be more desperate for work. And I think maybe because where I live, there's a million jobs, but outside of the city, there's not. So I think people are coming in from suburbs, and so they're going to have to commute farther. But I think it should be pretty easy. So good news. Yesterday and the day before, I interviewed 2 different people, and the interview process was We're going to take photos exactly like this and list exactly like this. And everyone was able to list an item exactly how I listed within an hour. So that's great news. So I don't have to, I think my process is clean enough that somebody can take the photo, list it, and put it away all in a row. So now I just need to pick the right fit. Cheryl says she would have an assistant bring her food. I thought about that. So I want 20 meals a week or more, either food prepped or ordered. That's half the meals. So I think that would greatly reduce my mental headache. So I put in my plan for the day, I want, I want to do plan the menu, order the food, and I want to make or order 20 meals a week. And I think that would save me a ton of time. So I think I would outsource that if I knew that. If I had an abuelita, like an amazing grandma that could make me what are those called? Tamales or something? That would be awesome. I would love to pay for that service because grandma's cooking is the best. So I would love to somehow hook that up. Let's see. Trisha says take pictures. Okay, this is great. I think taking pictures is the easiest to outsource. So you get your photo set up exactly how you want to do it. You take the photo. So yesterday I showed her the process. I take the photos in this sequence. I fold it in jeans, fold in half twice. They go into the bag, put it in the box. For me, during the training session, it took me 1 minute and 30 seconds per set of photos to do the whole thing. Take the photos, pack it, and put it in the thing. So if you can do that and then watch them do it, and they can't immediately hold the phone or camera, then don't hire that person. You need someone who has great dexterity with their hands because it's a technical job to take photos exactly the same over and over again. I would pick someone with more technical ability. So not photography ability, because you don't need that. Anyone can take product photos. It's the technical ability of holding your hands still. And if no one can tell the difference between their pictures and your pictures, you have a photographer. That's by far the easiest job in reselling to outsource. Matt says $12 an hour to start. Man, that's not even, people wouldn't even sit next to you for $12 an hour here. So that's great that you have that available to you. Go ahead.
Well, and this is just like a 30-day thing.
Yeah.
She's went from 10 listings to, I think she's up to 75 in 4 hours. So she knows kind of the mark that we're going for, and she knows that more is coming. So she's great. I mean, she times herself, and it's a challenge to her. So I think I got a good one.
I love it. I'm going to have a minimum requirement for hourly. So I'm going to pay hourly, and I would like at least 11 listings an hour. Not very fast. Okay, that's taking the pictures, listing. That's my minimum expectation. And then eventually they need to have the capacity to do 26 to 30 an hour. And then if they can do 26 to 30 an hour, I'll bump up their pay. But I will take someone who can do 11 listings an hour for 8 hours all day, as long as they are reliable. So
is that with pictures or without?
With pictures, 11 an hour with pictures and listing and putting it away. That would be the slowest I will accept. But I want someone that can do 26 an hour, like the girl that I have right now. She's amazing. So I want to clone her. And I asked, and she basically told me anybody with a design background and that has worked in a restaurant can do exactly what she does. So that's sort of my litmus test.
And that would be that's your 50 an hour is what you're thinking, or that's what you would grow to?
No, I'm going to pay a little over. I'm going to pay like $20 an hour, but okay. I'm willing to pay more. If someone is ultra reliable, they can work independently. And I notice them doing stuff like this isn't buttoned, so they button it. If they do a good job, then I'll pay a little bit more. So it depends on their process. I'm sorry, not their process, their attention to detail, because the process is already set. So Chris said listing. Listing is more challenging to teach because you need to either show them how to sell similar off your own listings and adjust the listing so it's perfect, or you need to teach them the right item specifics. So both of those are more difficult than photography because it requires comprehension and looking through the listing and potentially grading. Grading is very difficult. Like, what is this? Very good, good, excellent, poor for parts and only. That's a little more complicated. So listing is the hardest part to outsource, and I would do it yourself as long as you can. Let's see. James says you'd want them to check your item specifics. So can't outsource that in the beginning. You have to learn the item specifics for your items so that you can train somebody else to do that. It's the most painful part of eBay, and it took me a long time to learn. So on these calls, we're going to be doing more listing and more store reviews so that we can really hone in on that part. And today we're going to review Michelle's store. And I'm going to have more time coming up when I hire a shipper. So I could do store reviews every day. Not right now, but shortly, once everything is set up. James, follow up.
Yeah, hi Chris, thank you. Yeah, my first time on the call today from the UK, so thanks for having me, everyone. Yeah, I started eBay probably 10 months ago now, but listening to the podcast, I've realized that my item specifics are all over the place at the moment. So I'm trying to work through sort of 15 items every single day while doing my listings just to try and correct them. But yeah, it's a long-winded process.
Thank you for joining. And it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon out there.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m.
Let me see. Somebody in the chat is asking about which credit card I use. So I just switched to the Spark plus 2% card, which doesn't have a limit, which is very interesting. So that card, 2% unlimited, there's like $150 annual fee, which they give you back if you spend a certain amount. That's the best credit card I've ever used. One credit card, all my expenses on it, and 2% back on the whole amount. And I have that goal that a lot of credit card hackers have of paying all my bills on my credit card points, tax-free. So there's also people who create businesses, lend themselves money and don't pay tax too. Those are the only two ways of not paying tax I've heard. You don't pay tax on loans and you don't pay tax on credit card back points. So I find it interesting that Capital One will report the referral code. So if I give you guys a code and you sign up for Capital One and I get a kickback, that's taxable. And they'll send me a 1099. But if I spend money and they give me cash back as a credit card reward, they don't send the IRS anything. There's no record. It's so interesting that that's not every credit card company is like that, but Capital One considers it not income. They consider it a discount. And I'm not a CPA, so I don't know why that works, but that's good enough for me. Let's see. Oh, so James, the best way to use this group, everyone that's listening right now, show up to the group. Ideally, you'd put something you're working on today and maybe a challenge you have, and then write it down. And I'm a big fan of Mel Robbins, and she says, write down what you need to do on a sticky note and then stick the sticky note on the front of your phone and don't take it off until the items are done. That's really straightforward, and it's been kicking ass for me. So today I need to plug in an iPhone to make sure it's charged for the interview this morning. I want to finish all my shipping by 10 a.m. And I rented a storage unit for 1 month. In my storage unit, the first month's free. So I rented a storage unit for free for 1 month, and I moved everything out of the unit that I wanted to reorganize into that unit, and then I put it back together in my unit, and that should be done today. So I didn't have to pay for that 1 month, although I do feel bad for kind of using them for 1 month free storage, but I do pay them a lot of money every year. So not so worried about that, and they don't care. But that's one thing I recommend. If you're going to redo something, I tore the Band-Aid off and I'm going to redo my whole store, even though that's 24,000 items. I ended the whole store, and all the items right now, 2,000 something, are one system. And then you guys are going to see the store will grow by 600 listings a day in like a week, because I'm gonna do 200 a day plus like 400 adjusted listings once I don't have to do anything. Because right now I'm spending all my time redoing things, but I won't have to do that in the future. Let's see. Only Lux is saying $1 per listing. I like that. I think you could pay up to $1 for great photos. You could probably pay up to 150 for an excellent, fully item specific listing, but that's very difficult. Without you being an expert, you can't hire someone to do it. If you outsource it to a company, third party company to list for you, the item specifics will most likely not be very good. So I recommend you learn it yourself. You have somebody do it exactly like you, because they're going to ask you questions like, is the publisher of this video game important? And you need to know the answer to that so that you can give them the instructions to list that video game for you. Okay. And also, Mark, I don't use my business debit card at all. I don't use my debit card for any reason other than to withdraw money at the ATM. And that's how I do it for the flea market and garage sales. I withdraw an amount and I write a receipt for myself, and that's the total amount I spend at the garage sale. That's what my taxes look like. For my cash withdrawals equal the inventory cost, and my CPA says that's okay. And I do it on the same day every week. So it looks very normal. And I go to the flea market every week. So Mark is saying in and out accounting. That taught me more about my business than anything I've ever done. I did the Reseller Nirvana store with 1,200 items. I did line by line every single item. I started that store with zero. I think it made $11,000 in less than 90 days. So that store, I did line by line accounting. I looked at every single expense. I figured out they sometimes don't charge you for the return label. I think eBay's gigantic. So if you offer free returns, you're supposed to pay the shipping on the return. I think I had 30 returns out of 1,200. And I think 3 of them, they didn't charge me the return label fee. It's interesting. I learned that they charge you they charge you a final value fee on the total amount, including tax. And there are some states that have 10% sales tax. So that's an extra $1.30, essentially, depending on how expensive the item is, you pay towards your eBay fees. So you need to understand all of that because it helps you buy the right items. So I recommend line by line for 1,000 items. If you actually do that, you'll be an eBay expert because you'll know how much shipping costs, how much listing cost, all of that good stuff. You'll figure out if you do line by line accounting. After that, I would recommend by category, which is what I do. This is my cost of goods for the month. And now that it's all on one credit card and I don't have to pay it off multiple times a month, that makes it a lot easier because just once a month I can go in categorically, what did I spend? Whatever's left, that's what I pay tax on. And I have a goal of maxing out a SEP IRA. And the SEP IRA has a $58,000 limit post-tax and a 25% contribution limit. So that's kind of complicated, but that means in order to max that out, I have to make at least $216,000 after tax. Okay, so that's a lot of income to be reporting. But if I do that, then basically I can transition from active income, working my butt off, and translate that into something like real estate, which is not passive, but more passive than busting my butt listing used clothing all day. So that's the overall goal of this. Everyone turn your active income into passive income. Let's see. So Diva said she tried teaching an intern how to take pictures and she was too afraid she's going to mess up. So here's the thing. She said, I'm afraid to mess up and I'm afraid you won't like the photos. That's really easy to fix. You tell them what photos you like and how to do it. No more problem. Any intern, I'll probably do a YouTube video. I'll hire someone that doesn't know me and film the whole thing. Within an hour, she'll be able to take, or he or she will be able to take pictures exactly like I do it, provided they have dexterity with their phone. Also, I'm kind of trying to not hire people who have social media. So if they put their Instagram in the resume, I just delete it. I don't want them on social media wasting time. I want somebody who's like old school, somebody who likes to talk to people face to face and knows how to work. That's what I want. If you have a really big Instagram following, I'm probably not going to hire you because it's just so time consuming. Okay. Alox is saying buy some Bitcoin with profit. I'm all in on Bitcoin. I think it's really cool. I do think it's 98% of NFTs and cryptocurrency is garbage. But what 2% is not, we don't know. That's my opinion on it. Maybe put some money into it. There's a Bitcoin documentary on Amazon Prime that I would highly recommend. And the guy, one of these big Bitcoin guys, recommends you put 1% of your net worth into Bitcoin. And he's like, if you lose all of it, you won't be destroyed. But then if it does end up going to $1 million, like the prophecy, then you will have cashed in. Because I think right now it's 65 grand or something. So maybe you'll make 12 times your money over the course of Bitcoin. That's interesting. Christine's saying, why would someone put their Instagram? You would be surprised how many people put their Instagram in a resume, which it doesn't usually doesn't add to your job unless it's important. Let's see. Nick is saying, is this live on YouTube? It is. So today's topic is, what would you do with a 20-hour-a-week employee? Let's ask Mandy. Mandy, if I came to your house for 20 hours a week, what would I do?
Well, I already have a maid, so we've talked about that. I would definitely, I have had helpers in the past. I've had a mother's helper before because I do homeschool. My kids are at home, so they're able to watch the kids while I'm working. And I have had photographers, but I think now I would like to go to the tech way of a photographer lister. So I can increase. Right now I'm doing 30 to 50 listings a day, but I'd really like to get to about 100. So that would be awesome.
Awesome. So I would list 50 to 70 a day.
Yeah.
That very clear, and that would be easy to knock out if I knew how to take the photos and how you like the list.
Yeah. The photography was easy to teach, like you're saying. The listing I've never taught. So that one would be a little bit of a curveball for me, but I don't think it would be difficult. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Yep. One more thought for everyone. Because eBay is kind of a lot of solo working by yourself, I recommend listening to podcasts. I listened to like conspiracy theories for the first 10 months of the year, which was very bad for my brain. So I recommend listening to something more educational. But you have a lot of time by yourself when you're listing, so learn some stuff. And I think that's huge. I didn't understand Bitcoin or NFTs until recently because I've been listening to it and also noticing that every single person I know that's young is on their phone all day. They don't care about real life. So virtual life is the future. And I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 16, and it was the brick with Snake on it, and different generation. Now you have kids that are 8 that program. So I mean, it's totally different. Senla's asking, do I accept offers with 0 feedback? Yeah, I don't care what their feedback score is. I have the auto accept, auto decline set up, and now a lot of buyers have that automatic payment set up. So if they make an offer, they have to be willing to get charged. And that has tremendously reduced my awaiting payment. Like it used to be like 5, 6, 7 people every day wouldn't pay. Now it's like less than 4. So, Mandy?
Yeah, and a lot of people with 0 feedback are coming from Google search.
Yep.
So that's your opportunity of catching a customer that eBay has found you with their marketing. So why wouldn't you sell to them?
Yep. I agree with that. eBay is going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger because more and more people are at home all day looking for something. And if eBay's brand new millennial workforce figures out how to make eBay popular with kids, which it's not, then it'll be huge. Like kids don't shop on eBay. They shop on Wish, on Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, like anywhere but eBay. So like if eBay can figure out how to make itself cool, then people will shop there and it'll get bigger and bigger. Sandra is saying $15 an hour with a sign-on bonus in Central Florida. I think we just barely got a few Dunkin' Donuts out here, and I don't know what all the fuss is about. It's not that good. Mandy?
Oh, no, it's still up,
Oh,
but
no worries.
East Coast, Dunkin's East Coast. They even have a Dunkin' on opposite corners. It's so popular. They used to be a client of mine.
Dang, yeah, it's okay. And and it does. There always is a homeless person out front of every Dunkin's I've ever been to. So that's part of the vibe. It's like that out here too. Every coffee shop. Oh, Cheryl says the donuts are great. I guess when I think Dunkin' Donuts, I think coffee place, but I guess it's more of a donut place, even because it's called Dunkin' Donuts. Also, if you guys ever go to Japan, Dunkin' Donuts is a ripoff of Mr. Donut. And it's very cool to go there and see the original non-imposter Dunkin' Donuts. I recommend going there. I think this is the most fascinating thing to me in the world I have to mention. In Japan, the transit system is based on the honor system. They like, if you want to use the train, pay for it before you get on. If that was the case here, no one would pay for the train. I can't believe that their system works like that. Anyway, that's off topic. Let's see. Alex is talking about selling precious metals. I found a 10-ounce bar of silver at the flea market in a pair of jeans, and I think it's worth $280 or something. But I think this is more legit than digital currency, but it doesn't fluctuate as much. So it's not like you couldn't get rich off of buying silver, but it might outpace inflation. So just something to think about. So Happy Days says, if I don't respond to offers, is that negative? The way I think you should handle offers is always answer every offer with a counter offer or accept. Don't do decline. I don't do that though. I don't follow my own advice because I don't want to answer any offers. So I have auto decline, auto accept set up, and I don't deal with it. But the proper way to do it is to respond with a counter offer or accept. Don't decline, because it reduces your rank. And as Tech and Sports says, it means you don't want to play ball when you decline an offer.
What do you do when you're on the accept decline page? You know, like once you do it 5 times?
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I set the auto decline accept on the listing page. I don't get any offers.
I know, I'm saying in that scenario though, like if the goal is to not decline, do you just, at that point, do you finally decline, or how do you
That's right. You just keep counter offering. That's it.
Until it tells you to accept or decline, and then you have to make that decision.
Then you time out.
I see. Oh, I got you. Wait the 24 hours.
Yep. Then you time out. So Alex is saying, just to confirm, don't you need to use the bulk scan sheet to have the post office pick up your shipments? Sometimes your post office worker will require you to have a scan sheet when they pick up. That way they get credit for it. But to my understanding, you don't have to have a scan sheet. It is their job to pick up the packages. But somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. They get credit when they scan, and they get credit, but you don't get credit. I'm not going to go down the shipping rabbit hole today, but you don't get credit on eBay with the scan sheet. You only get credit when they take the acceptance scan. So I'd recommend giving your mail carrier Dunkin' Donuts gift card so that they can scan your packages and make it easy for them, race car style. All the barcodes are out, and hopefully they can just scan all of them and be on their way. Hit them with the water and a Gatorade, and hopefully they'll take care of you. Layla, question?
Oh, hey. So, yeah, my question is about the requiring immediate payment thing. So I started recently, auto accept. I'll put the amount, but how can I ask it? So I don't know how the requiring immediate payment thing works. When I put the auto accept, I check the case, or what do I do?
Oh, so it's not rolled out on all of eBay to force buyers to make payment.
I see.
So sometimes it will automatically charge them, and sometimes it won't. You can't change the setting So they always have to pay.
Oh, okay.
There's different cases, but I assume that people are not going to pay, but most people do. So
Okay, so how do I know if I have that feature then? Because the way my screen looks right now is the same. Oh, I don't know.
No, you won't. You wouldn't know because you don't know if the buyer has that feature or not.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't, and everyone in here will, after today's call, will never worry about best offer again because it doesn't matter. Worry about listing more items. If you have a lot of offers, that's not a bad thing.
Sure.
You should be grateful to get all these lowball $1 offers because some of those people will buy when you counter offer. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Let's see. Mandy, all of her packages are scanned by the post office person when they pick up. Diva saying kids buy on Depop. Also, one of the reasons why I recommend selling older people items is they have more money. So if you have a phone and you're under 20 years old, what material good could be as good as Instagram? Nothing. Instagram's free. So that, how can you sell somebody who has no money, anything, and everything they have in their life is free? It's really hard. I'd rather sell more old school customer. Let's see.
Chris.
Yeah.
She was talking about, isn't there a spot where you can click off saying that you require immediate payment? It's not under the
it's not under that because you can't force people to pay. That immediate payment required is for buy it now. That setting that you're referring to.
Oh, gotcha.
You can require buy it now immediate payment, which I personally do. But an example of a company that does not require you to do that is the eBay shipping supplies. If you go to that store and you buy something with your coupon each month, when you buy it, it says commit to buy. That means, do you want to buy this item? You can pay later. On my store, when you click buy it now, it says enter your payment information. It doesn't give them the option to commit to buy. I don't want them to commit. I want cash. I can't buy anything with commitments. So, but if you turn that off, your sales will go up because more people will buy your items, but also more people will not pay. So, do you have the patience to wait for people and deal with people who don't pay? I mean, imagine if Amazon did that. Like, do you want to pay for this item? You know how many people would buy and not pay? Millions. So anyway, Shashias is asking, is it okay to give postal workers gifts? I think up to $25. Brady's been selling on eBay for 3 weeks and with 51 sales. Great job. I don't know if that's good or bad. Depends on your own things. If you sell too many items too fast, eBay might suspend you or restrict you. So just be careful. Slow growth is better. Let's see. Senla's asking about selling MREs on eBay, meal ready to eat. I think those are the military things. I think those sell like crazy. Those are really satisfying to watch on YouTube as well. So I'm sure if you have some good ones, YouTubers will buy them from you. Sandra does line by line and she knows what she's making. To be honest, line by line doesn't take that long. It doesn't, if you know what it is that you're adding. And yeah, you just need a system. It doesn't take that long.
Can you make a video on that, like a short video on that, please, Chris?
Yeah. Let's see.
Thank you.
Let me go to that. Oh, also, I need to remind everyone that at the beginning of this call, we are going to check into the listing sheet because I want everyone to keep track of how many listings they do each month. And we're going to do it week by week. So I didn't do it today, but starting tomorrow, we will always check into that listing sheet and make sure that you're able to do your listings the day before. And Ed is saying, what is line by line accounting? A line by line accounting is, I'll give you guys an example. Right here. Okay, so line by line accounting means every single thing you figure out. So as an example, I sold the book Happiest Baby on the Block, great book. I sold it for $3.95. After everything, I lost 7 cents. I know that now because I added in all the different fees. So I know, okay, you know what? If I sell this book in the future, I've got to sell it for at least $4.03 to break even. And then if you learn what these costs are, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 fees on eBay. So line by line would mean whatever you made on the item, you subtract those 7 items, and whatever is left, you pay tax on. That's the line by line accounting. And if you take the time to learn that, and you can't learn it immediately, it's like a entry level college class. It will take you 1 semester to learn how to do it. Cheryl in the group also is an accountant, and she has a spreadsheet that you can buy and ask her questions. And I recommend that. And she will show you how to do it because she's actually a CPA. I was just doing it as an experiment to learn what the fees are. And I think it's worth it for 99% of people to do it. So they actually know what they make. Most people have no idea. I think Isaiah has no idea. Isaiah, I recommend that you do it because when you're talking about selling shoes at certain amounts, I think some of those that you're talking about lose money. And I know you are okay with losing some money on some of the items, but having a grasp of that helps you with your picking. And yeah, inside of our mentorship group, Cheryl has a video talking about it, and hers is much, much better. So all of you listening in the group right now, reference that in the document, which is in the Facebook group. Let's see. Shashi asks, gets the low ballers to agree to a price they both like. That's an art, being able to get people to come up on their price. And most people, just so everyone knows, most people don't bump. Whatever price they make you as the first offer is their final offer. Most people. You can, of course, get people to pay a little bit more, but most people are one and done. So keep that in mind before you counter offer. Let's see. Kids, Gen Z have disposable income and love vintage. Yeah, I don't think so compared to, I think the most disposable income is 2 full-time people working with no kids. Like Diva 1675 is saying that a kid Gen Z could spend $40 on a t-shirt, but 2 people working with no kids could spend $400,000 on something. So $40 is, that's nothing. I'm talking about if you sold like vintage Camaros, you would make a lot more money than vintage t-shirts. Like if you're trying to make the most money possible, you would target people with the most money. You would sell jets if you could figure out how to do that. Kristen says she does line by line and you got to know your numbers. Yeah, I agree. So if you know your numbers, also, if you have a significant other and you know your numbers, they will never treat you like a fool, ever. But if you say, how's your business going? You go, I don't know. They'll treat you like a moron. Because no one does that at work. When you go to your day job and they ask you, how much do you make at your day job? You know how much you make. It says on your paycheck what your hourly rate, what that company thinks you're worth. But it's not the case when you work for yourself and you have your side hustle. You don't know. And if you don't know, people don't take you seriously. So Leanne is asking why I keep track of sales tax, because eBay charges you fees on sales tax. That's why. And I knew that, but I didn't fully understand how significant that is until I started tracking. And I don't know if you guys have this, but half of my sales are in California. So California has the highest sales tax at an average of 7.25%. So that's a lot of extra money. So think about that. And there are a few states with no sales tax. There's 5 of them, I think. Yeah, DINKY. That's the acronym for double income, no kids. I used to be that. Now we have the little one. It's very different. Cheryl wants Nevada with no income tax. Yeah, because people are very price sensitive. If something is $20, And if somebody has $20, they can buy an item that's $20 if they live in Nevada. But if you live in California and you have $20, you can only buy something that's $18. So you have to think about that because a lot of people have $20. So if you're priced at $20.01 plus shipping, you're going to lose a lot of customers. Christina's saying you missed the listing sheet I was talking about. I'll quickly explain it again because it's important. There are 7 fees associated with eBay. I'm sorry, not 7 fees. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 fees. The eBay final value fee, oh, there's 6 fees actually. eBay final value fee, shipping, cost of goods, what you paid for the item, tax, promoted listings fee. There's also the store subscription fee, which is not on this. So if you have a store subscription, you have to add that. But if you understand what these mean, and you will not understand it the first time somebody explains it to you. Like I said, it's a college course. It will take you 1 semester to learn. So be patient with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I don't get it. It's like you can't get it in one setting. It's too much information. You have to take your time and figure out all the different costs. And Kathy says, is the fees for sales tax rolled into the eBay fee? It is rolled into the eBay fee. So simple math, if it's $20 plus $2 ship tax, you get the final value fee on $22.
I was talking about the list of how many or the sheet that we actually list and put in how many we listed every day.
No problem. Let me get that. Let's see, let me get that. That's important.
Is it in our documents?
Okay, so let me just make sure that this is private. Okay, okay, so if you're in the Patreon group, this is the accountability sheet. So yesterday I did 61 listings, Monday to 31. Tech and Sports does 250 every day and it's automatic. So his is already set. Everybody else, you add in what you're working on. Let me change this to weekly improvement. So what do you want to work on this week? So this is like a master class on what to work on. Look at, let's see, weekly improvement. So, and you want to get to the stage where tech is at, where there's no improvements whatsoever. The system is exactly the same every week. So Dee's doing a schedule, Trisha's organizing, Cheryl's building a bank, Catherine's building up her draft bank. Jared is doing 30 a day and he's going to add 10 more of DVDs. Annika is revising 3 old a day. So what we want is everyone in the group making improvements every single day, because then that's what we want. So Amanda is saying, what is the benefit of knowing how much fees you are paying on sales tax? Okay, because people are price sensitive. If you charged $8 for a hot dog, you wouldn't be able to sell it, but more people would buy it at $7.50. So anytime you can reduce the fees, you make more money. So like Oregon is a state that has no sales tax. If you had I Love Oregon shirts and that was what you sold, most of them will sell in Oregon because that's who would buy that shirt. And you could charge a couple bucks more because there's no sales tax. Don't all the fees show on the performance page? Yeah, all the fees show on the performance page. Fees, including the store subscription. Does everyone on that sheet have employees? No, hardly anybody has employees with eBay. Like, I think in our group of there's 2,000 people on our Patreon, something like that. I think maybe 100 people have employees, so 5% or less. You don't need employees for eBay. Thank you, Raymundo, for Alaska, Delaware, Oregon, Montana, and New Hampshire have no sales tax. Also, interesting thing, in New York, there's no sales tax up to $110 for some items. I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody in New York can clarify. But I love selling sneakers for $110 to New York. It's like my favorite thing. No eBay fee, no sales tax. Fantastic. James says, do I list new and used in my store? I do. Maybe 10% new, 90% pre-owned. And a 10% new is just stuff that I thrift. Random stuff is saying, do I get scammers? Definitely. I probably get more scammers than most, but it's okay. It's part of the game. It's like shoplifting. Let's see. Chris is asking, do you refund original shipping? I refund original shipping if, number one, if it's my fault, I have to refund original shipping. Number two, if it's a genuine return, I will refund original shipping. Another reason why I do that is because it'll say open returns and replacements in your return thing. And if you select partial refund, it stays in there for like 5 days while they accept whether it says waiting for buyer to confirm they received the refund. And that takes like 5 days. So I try to avoid that. I want my return window to have as little items in it as possible, because I don't want eBay to call me and be like, there's 20 people that you gave a partial refund to. What's up with that? So I don't want that call. So yeah, Jeff says that some states tax the air you breathe. Yeah, like mine. What is the most common scam? The most common scam is probably, hey, I'll buy this item if you text me here. So for fun, sometimes I text them and I'm like, yo, what's up? Where do I send this gift card to? And they're like, oh, send it to my address in Miami. And then I'll send you the stuff after I get it and cash it. So that's the most common one. And people are desperate for sales. So they always contact those people. And it's something like they make $100 per million attempts, and they attempt all day long and they make money. How can I get someone to give me pointers on my store to improve it? You can, okay, there's a really straightforward answer to that, which is pay somebody. You can pay someone to look at your store. That's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you can join the Facebook group. You could post your store, but I'm going to train people that if you post your store with no commentary, then maybe I'll just delete it, because I want you to actually try, tell people what you're working on so people can see, let you know if that's working or not. Philip is saying, how do you differentiate between hitting a plateau versus you're at a good spot? Okay, I think you're at a good spot when you're listing twice your goal. So let's say you need to list 30 items to pay your bills. When you list 60 items a day and you can have a horrible day and still hit your goals, okay, you can cruise. But if you're still in building mode and you don't make enough money, you are in grind hustle mode. So keep going. So Luke is asking about how to airdrop photos. I haven't sat down and figured out how to do it, but essentially you can either use a program that downloads them into a specific order onto a hard drive and then plug that hard drive into your computer, or when you airdrop and you use the all info checkbox. So when you airdrop, you can select send all photo data. And if you do that, it should upload them in order. Cheryl?
There's an app in the for iPhones called Simple Transfer.
There you go.
I think it cost me like $5, but when I was using my phone, it was literally the best way to get from my phone to the computer. Everything stays in order. Everything is in the same, what's it called? The same hamburger, hot dog. It's exactly how you take it. So nothing was turned wrong and everything stayed in order. So you get the app and then you have to get the link for your computer. So you go to the link and it creates a private connection.
Yep. Thank you, Cheryl. So I would try that app, Simple Transfer, and I put it on my list of things to test. And obviously the scams work or people wouldn't do it. I think I saw this guy who lived in the Czech Republic or something, and he had a Dodge Viper, and he's like, that's paid for with scam emails. So it works, you know. New stores get a lot of scammers. Yeah, it's more likely to scam somebody who's inexperienced. The Facebook and Patreon is the same price, $34.99 a month. And if you don't make more money or save more time, we'll give you a refund. Ronnie says he uses the app and it works well. Oh yeah, I guess another common one would be the switcheroo. You buy a new MacBook from somebody and then you send them your old iMac from 10 years ago. That's pretty common. I try to stay away from really high-end electronics for that reason. Because I feel like 1 out of 10 is a scam, which is horrible. Mariah, what were you saying? Let's see.
Okay. I was saying, so I sent out, oh, I was saying it's kindly text me. They always put kindly, but I sent
Yeah.
out a letter that said, check out all of these items below 20 bucks. And then I sent it on at the same time and it helped me move a bunch of old items.
I love it. So yeah, we'll talk about that more too. Email marketing to your previous buyers, sending coupons. That all is great for building a brand, and especially because eBay is peer-to-peer and people like buying from another person. So it's really nice. And plus, maybe you reached out to that person and that person is lonely and no one ever talks to them. So I think Tech's been talking to some people in his store for years, like they're eBay message buddies. So, and there's also, good. He also has people who buy every single day all year. So that's interesting, right? You develop a friend, and you know, if you had a customer out there in the world that bought an item from you every single day, they might even support you more financially than your family. So
yeah,
people on the internet sometimes help you out. Oh yeah, that's right. The text will usually say kindly text. So yep. Let's see. Let's see. All right. The fees are based on the total sale. Yeah, that's right. Cindy says she's just starting eBay and she has no shipping discounts. That is another reason why it's nice to use my big store, because the 50-cent reduction on final value, or I'm sorry, the 50-cent shipping discount is so much money. So everyone needs to get top rated seller as soon as possible. You save hundreds of dollars. Let's see. Oh no, somebody said that can you please get this to me on time because I'm giving it to my wife and my wife has COVID and she might not make it. I never followed up with that person. I did get it to them on time. I paid for overnight shipping. So I'm sorry. I don't know if it got there on time, but I sent it as fast as it could go. So maybe they made that up to have me ship it, but faster. I don't know. That's not really good juju. So if they just wanted me to pay for overnight shipping, so that is a interesting situation. So I don't know how to do that. Mariah said she sent out a store subscription email, and I will learn how to do that because I like that. So Christine says she just placed her accountability goals and she wants someone to check in on her. That's great. So what I have on the accountability sheet is, I'll show you guys real quick. It's blurred out because I don't want people to. So on this is the contact information. So if you want, wow, Annika put her phone number. That's gangster. I like that. So yeah, you can find an accountability partner. And what I recommend is at the same time each day, you check in with each other and say, did you do it? And why or why not? That's it. Didn't get your listings done? What excuse do you have today? And do you really want to be the person that has an excuse every single day? Not really.
Hey, Chris, is that number the one you want going live, or what we're drafting and banking, like the total number?
Oh, for the goal?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, this is That's a great question. So here it says this week's goal. This is not including the draft bank. So let me clarify that. Not including bank, draft bank. So ideally, I'm really glad that you brought that up, Nick, because I want to put here probably goal is 1 week of drafts.
And so that number is the number going live, and then we have banked 1 week of drafts as a cushion.
Yeah, that would be great. If I had 700 drafts and was listing 100 a day, that would be really comfortable, because I could take a week off in case something happens. And with Amazon sellers, it's kind of interesting. If you're going on vacation, you can kind of list a whole bunch more and then go on vacation and not have to worry about it. That's something to consider also. Yes, Diana, this should be in the, I'll put the link in here for everyone. That's the link. You can save that. I'm not going to put it on YouTube, but for our group. James says, how do you get the top seller status? You have to ship 95% on time, less than 3% late shipments, and you have to have less than 0.3 defects. And that's like I'm canceling for being out of stock. This is the main one. So ship everything you have on time. Don't cancel. That's how you get top rated. Is there a way to bulk send a coupon and message to all previous buyers? They're working on that. They don't have that yet. Montezuma is asking for insurance claims. Is it better to open a UPS claim or use UPS through eBay? Either way, you have to contact UPS if you use UPS for returns. It's not too difficult. Ronnie's and Flips says West Coast Leads Group uses the accountability partner and it works well if you can find the right person. That's actually not true. It works well if you are the right person, because no one wants to be a babysitter. You didn't do it again. Who wants to be that person's partner? That doesn't work. Like, it's got to be equal. You have, actually, if you have a really, really good accountability partner, I guess you could text them at 6 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, what time are you listing today? Send me a picture of when you're starting, send me a picture when you're ending, and show me the screenshot of your eBay listings going up each day, or we're over. That could maybe work if you had somebody that was that hardcore about it. How do you ship your items if you're on vacation? You have somebody ship for you, or you extend your handling time. Thank you, Jason. Is the group comfortable with sharing their income? You can if you like. I'm not going to, but you could share your income. Let's see. Luke says, where can he find the morning calls if you can't make it? In the Facebook group, there is a document linked at the top and it has every single call in it. Let's see. Does anyone? Okay, so Christine, I recommend you reach out to people, because I put everyone's contact information is on the sheet. Pick someone you like, go for it. Catherine wants to do it with you. Okay, people want to find an accountability partner that's above them. It doesn't matter. I would love an accountability partner that does one a day and never misses a day. That's more important than size. It doesn't matter. Bo's doing $1,000 a day. I'll tell you, my eBay income goal is 4,000 gross and 1,000 profit a day. Anything above that is comfortable for me. All right, baby time for me. Everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And today I will get back on to making YouTube videos. First video releases in a few hours. I'll see you guys soon.